In this video, I will demonstrate SNIPE-IT installation on Ubuntu Server with NGINX. I have already demonstrated SNIPE-IT installation on Windows and Ubuntu with Apache. You can find those videos on my channel. So this is my channel. If I go to playlists here, so you can see that SNIPE-IT on Ubuntu Server, and we can see also SNIPE-IT on Windows Server. All the commands which I'm going to use in this video. So you will find these commands on my blog, which is blog.masteringmdm.com, and the post you will find the very first one at the moment. It might not be very first when you check it out maybe, so you can always search it here in the search bar. If I just type Snipe, all the blog posts related to Snipe will be listed here. So I will just pick the first one, which is NGINX. Okay, so it says this post is still in development. I will update that because I was still testing out some things, and it is all ready to go now. And so this is the post you will check out to grab all the commands we are going to use in this video. Hello IT pros, this is Jay Singh. Welcome to my channel TekNex Solutions. Follow me on Twitter at thisisjaysingh, and if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon as well to get all the latest notifications from this channel. A few important things I would like to mention before we jump onto the installation. SNIPE-IT receives updates on a regular basis, which means the installation requirements may change as well. Any change, if it comes to my attention, I will put it out for you in the pinned comment of this video. Ensure you check the pinned comment and my blog before proceeding with the installation. Okay, so let's get started. So I will open Hyper-V. So this is my VM. It is Ubuntu-02 at the moment. And in your case, it could be a physical server and it could be a virtual machine as well. So all the steps that I'm going to follow along, I will try to keep in sync with the blog so that it will be easier for you to get all the commands. You will know in which step, which commands you need. First step is connecting to our Ubuntu server. So right now I'm connecting through Hyper-V. If I double click on that, so you can see that this console is here. So it is not always easy to paste commands, copy commands if I use this console. So what we will need, we will use SSH client to connect to it. So to connect to our Ubuntu server with SSH client, we need to make sure that it has open-ssh server installed. So to check it out, what you can do is we can do sudo service and just type SSH and then status. And hit enter, you will see that it is active and running. So if you do not see this result, you might have to install open-ssh server. So you can do sudo apt install open-ssh-server. Okay, so just hit enter. In this case, it is already installed. You can see that. So 0 upgraded, 0 newly installed because it's already there. Let's clear this out. Other thing, you would like to make sure that it has internet connectivity as well. So what I will do, I will ping 8.8.8.8 and hit enter. So you can see that I'm getting a reply back. So to check the DNS is working fine, I will ping google.com and we should get a response back from that. Here you go. You can see that we are getting response back. So it has working internet connection. Okay, so to connect with our Ubuntu server through our SSH client, we need to know the IP address. So I will just type IP-ADDR and hit enter. You can see that the IP address is 172.24.96.32/20. So this is the IP address that I'm going to use with my SSH client. For SSH client, I will use PuTTY. So I will leave a link for you in the description to download PuTTY. You can use that SSH client. Okay, so I am connecting through PuTTY, which is the SSH client, and this is the IP address that I would like to connect, and option I have selected is SSH and port is default 22 for SSH. I will click on open. Okay, so it is prompting me that I would like to log in as, so the username is SNIPE-IT and I will hit enter and I will enter the password here. So this user SNIPE-IT is a user I created when I installed Ubuntu server. So I will clear this. Okay, so I will increase the font. It will be easy to read. I will go to the settings. Okay, so I made it bold as well, so it's a lot better now. Alright, so the second step is update and upgrade installed packages. So I will do sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. Okay, so I will hit enter. So I will provide the password. Press Y on your keyboard and hit enter. Okay, so this is done. I will clear this out. So in the third step, we will install NGINX, MySQL, PHP, and PHP FPM. So we will do sudo install, we will sudo apt install NGINX and hit enter. Press Y on your keyboard and hit enter again. Okay, so this is done. We will clear that. And now we will install MySQL server. So it's sudo apt install MySQL-server and hit enter. Press Y on your keyboard and hit enter. Okay, so this is done. I will clear that out. And now we are going to install PHP and PHP FPM. So we're going to check repository, which is universe. So usually it's installed. So we will type sudo add-apt-repository universe and hit enter. And it's already enabled for all sources, as you can see on the screen. So now we are going to install PHP. So sudo apt install php-mysql and php-fpm. So we will hit enter and then we will say yes and then hit enter again. Okay, so this is done as well. So we will type clear here. Now let's check the versions of MySQL, NGINX, and PHP. So we will do sudo mysql-v. So that v is in caps. So hit enter. You can see that it is 8.0.23. So now we will check for NGINX, which is sudo NGINX-v. This is in caps as well. Hit enter. So this one you can see that this one here version is 1.18. Okay, so for PHP, we will type sudo php -- version. Okay, hit enter. It is 7.4.3. Also, I would like to add one more thing, that FPM version is very important and you need to know what version FPM is. So usually it's same as PHP. So if you just type php-fpm and then you just hit tab, so it will populate it for you, which is 7.4. Okay, so PHP is 7.4.3. However, PHP-FPM, you can see that it is 7.4. So I will just clear that out. Okay, so now we're going to test the NGINX installation. So you need to know what the IP is. So I'm going to bring up the IP address again. So you can see that it is 172.24196.32. So I will open the browser here and open a new window. And we will paste the IP or just enter the IP. So you can see that welcome to NGINX. So this is the default website which is installed on NGINX. You can see that it is working here. Testing PHP on Apache is a lot easier. However, testing a PHP with NGINX is slightly different. So what we're going to do, we have to create a new site and we will test PHP on that. So I'm going to clear this one here. So what we will do, we will create a new site. So I'll do sudo nano and the site we are going to create it's under etc NGINX and further it is sites available. So name of the site can be anything. In my case, I'm going to do is ams.teknex.com.au. So you can pick any other name. So hit enter. And here we are going to paste something. So which is very important. I'm going to show you in the Notepad++. So here we are. So if I paste, what we are going to actually paste in there is a server listen on port 80 and server name is going to be the IP address of Ubuntu Server. So I will update this IP here. So 172.24196. So the root is var www.html. We are going to update this later. And index, so these are the files. And here xxlog, you can see that you can update ams.teknex.com.au to the website that you are picking up. And same thing with the error log, you can update ams.teknex.com.au as well. Apart from this, one more thing is very important. So PHP 7.4. So 7.4 here is coming from the FPM version that we checked already. So in my case, in this video, FPM version is 7.4. However, if FPM version is slightly different, make sure you update here. Otherwise, PHP is not going to work for you. Okay, So this looks good for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy that. I have already updated the server name here, so I don't have to update it now. So I will just come here and paste it here. So if I go to blog here, and you can see that in step number 4, create a new site and test PHP. So you'll find everything listed here. Apart from this, I have also mentioned where you have to update. So you can see that server name, access log, error log that I have already told you, and location PHP $. Here you have to update FPM version, which I have shown you how you can test out what FPM version is. In my case, it is 7.4. So once you do that, I'll go back to the client, SSH client here. So I'm going to save this. So I will do Control X and Y and hit enter. Okay, this is saved. I will clear this. The new site we have created is ems.teknex.com.au. Now we are going to enable this site. So to enable it, we'll do sudo ln-s. So we will go to the spot where the site is saved, NGINX sites-available, and name of the site is ems.teknex.com.au. So we will again put space there, /etc/NGINX and sites-enabled. So this is, we are creating a link from sites available to sites enabled. So hit enter. So this is good, and we will unlink the default site. So if we go to cd/etc/NGINX sites available, sites enabled, hit enter, and here if we do ls, you can see that ems.teknex.com.au and default sites are there. So I'll do cd, hit enter, clear that. So we will unlink default site. To do that, we do sudo unlink /etc/NGINX sites-enabled. So which site? Site name is default, and hit enter. So the default site is now unlinked. So that is not linked anymore. So we are going to restart our service, which is NGINX restart, hit enter. So NGINX is restarted. So to test PHP, we are going to create a small file. So you can easily create a small file with this command, which is provided in the blog post here. So here you can see that create a simple file. So I will just copy that and we will paste it here and hit enter. So this file is saved in, if we go to cd/var/www/html/ actually that's fine, hit enter. If we do ls, you can see that php-info.php is saved here. Okay, so we do cd and then we go back here, clear that out. Okay, so to test it, so we go back here, we will, you can see that that's fine. You can ignore this error. If you go to the IP address of your server, you might see this error, which is fine. And the important thing is /php-info.php. And if you hit enter, you should see this page. If you do not see this page, do not proceed further. There might be a problem with the website configuration, the configuration we pasted. So you make sure you go back and double check the configuration listed here is all fine, and you have updated all the values according to your server and according to your website name as well. Apart from this, PHP FPM version is very important. Make sure it matches to the PHP FPM version what you have installed on your server. As I shown you in my case, it is 7.4. Okay, so we will proceed further with the next step, which is step number 5. So in this step, what we are going to do, we will change our working directory to cd/var/www, hit enter. So in here, we are going to download SNIPE-IT. Okay, so to do that, we will paste this command, sudo git clone https github.com/snipe-it to SNIPE-IT. So the SNIPE-IT here is a folder where it's going to install SNIPE-IT, which we are going to download right now. So the folder name, if you want to change the folder name, you can just change it here, but I'm going to keep it SNIPE-IT without any space, hit enter. Okay, so this is downloaded. If I do ls here, you can see that SNIPE-IT is available there. So we go to cd SNIPE-IT, hit enter. So here we are going to copy one of the files, which is .env.example file. If I do ls, okay, I'll do ls-l. So now I might be able to see it. Before I couldn't, so I will look around. So ls-l did not show that file either. So what we will do, we will go with -a. So it should list .env files. There you go. So .env.example, that file is listed here. So what we are going to do, we are going to copy this file and rename it. So we are not going to delete it. We will keep it there. So we will just do sudo, let's just clear that here. Sudo cp.env.example2.env. So we have a file named now .env. So if we do ls-a, and we would be able to locate .env file here. Alright, so this is done. So the next step, I will clear this first. The next step is here we are going to configure our MySQL server. Okay, so this is just a configuration, and in the next step we will create initial database and a user. So we will do sudo mysql _secure installation. Hit enter. So if you would like to use the password plugin, you can just say yes to it. So it will not allow you to pick simple passwords then. So I'm just going to say no here. So this is just a test environment. Hit enter. So new password, this is the password for your MySQL. So I'm going to pick a password. This is a root password for your MySQL server. So I will just re-enter the password again. So you can remove anonymous users. I will say yes, or you can say no. It's up to you. Disallow root login remotely. I will say no. And remove testdb, I will remove it, and reload privileges, Y, and hit enter. So now in this step, we are going to create initial database. So name of the database is going to be SNIPE-IT_DB. User will be SNIPE-IT_user, and password that I'm going to pick is just password. Okay, so let's log on to our MySQL, sudo mysql-user root, and with password. So the password, enter the password for your MySQL, which we have picked up in our last step. Hit enter. So we are logged in. Here we are going to create database, SNIPE-IT_DB, and semicolon at the end. Hit enter. So we have created a database named SNIPE-IT. All right. So now we are going to create a user. So we will type create user apostrophe SNIPE-IT_user apostrophe at apostrophe localhost apostrophe identified by apostrophe. So here's the password. You will enter the password for this user. I will just enter password and apostrophe again to end it, and then we will close it up with semicolon. So once you do that, hit enter. You will see query is okay, 0 rows affected, which is fine. So the next step is we will grant permissions to this user. So we will type grant all privileges. So where? So we will type on SNIPE-IT_DB. So that's the database .star, which means all tables. Okay, so on database all tables to which user apostrophe, we will type SNIPE-IT_user apostrophe again at where apostrophe localhost. So here it is apostrophe and then semicolon to end it. So grant all privileges on SNIPE-IT_DB. So that's the database to SNIPE-IT user at localhost. Hit enter. You can see that 0 rows affected. So we can verify all the permissions. So you can see that show grants for, so we can type all lowercase, that's fine. Show grants for SNIPE-IT user at localhost, and then we will finish it with semicolon. Hit enter. You can see that what the grants are. Okay, so this is done. You can see that grant all privileges on SNIPE-IT_DB .star to SNIPE-IT at localhost. It is there. So now we are going to flush privileges and semicolon at the end. Hit enter. So this is done. So we can just say quit, and then it's all good. So I will clear that out. All right, so now we are going to restart MySQL as well. So sudo service, the name of the service is MySQL, and we would like to restart it. Okay, and hit enter. Okay, now we will check sudo service, that will make sure that it is running. Status. Sudo service MySQL status, hit enter. You can see that it is running. clear. Alright, so now this is step number 8. So in this step, we are going to update .env file. So the working directory for this is var www SNIPE-IT. If I do pwd here, you can see that I'm in var www SNIPE-IT. So if I do sudo nano.env, hit enter. So here we are going to update few things. So URL, so here it is going to be IP address of your Ubuntu server, HTTP, and then // IP address of your Ubuntu server. Okay, in my case it's 172.24.196.32. Okay, so this looks good. So DB connection MySQL, host is localhost 127.0.0.1, database name, so that's the DB name is SNIPE-IT_DB, SNIPE-IT_DB. So the username is SNIPE-IT user. Okay, so that looks good. And the password, so password is, in this case we have just selected password, enter what you have selected in your case. Okay, so this is all. So it looks good to me. I'll do Control X and then enter Y and then hit enter. Okay, so we have updated .env, that's good. Alright, so I will clear this. So now in this step, so this is step number 9, here we are going to update folder permissions. So make sure your working directory is /var /www /SNIPE-IT. Okay, so first of all, we are going to update permissions. So we will do sudo chown-r www-data. So we are going to provide SNIPE-IT folders permission to, we're going to make owner actually www-data. Okay, so hit enter. Okay, so that's done. And then now we're going to update permissions on storage. So sudo chmod-r755 storage, hit enter. So that's done. And now we are going to update on public uploads as well. So hit enter, sudo chmod-r755 public uploads. So that's done. I will clear that out. So we have done the folder permissions update. So now the next step is we are going to download Composer. Okay, so working directory, I'm going to change it to home directory of the user. So to do that, we just do cd, hit enter, pwd, you can see that it is home, SNIPE-IT, SNIPE-IT is the user. So I will clear this here. Alright, so in this step, we are going to download Composer. And to do that, the command is available on the blog. So copy that command and put that in here and hit enter. It is downloading. Okay, so it has saved. If I do ls here, you can see that composer.phar is there. We are going to move it. So put that command in and hit enter. This command is available on the blog as well. Okay, this is done. I will clear that out. And in the next step, we are going to add PHP dependencies. So for this one, we need repository universe as well. So you can check it out with the sudo add apps repository universe. We already checked out earlier. It is already available there. Okay, so the next step is installation of PHP dependencies. It is available on the blog. So PHP dependencies here, number 11, install PHP dependencies. I'm going to copy this one from here and I will paste it here and hit enter. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to clear this. So once you have installed PHP dependencies, the next step is to install Composer. So make sure the working directory is var www/SNIPE-IT. We are here and we are going to run a command called sudo composer install -no-dev-prefer-source. Okay, so we will hit enter. So we are not running it as root, we are just installing it. We will say yes here. So this is going to take a while. I will be back when this is ready. Okay, so Composer is installed and I would like to talk about a few things here. So the first thing you would see here at the top, it will say it's not up to date and you need to run a command, a Composer update here and the name of the package, or you can just run Composer update. And if I go back to SNIPE-IT documentation, which is official documentation, and they have not mentioned anything about it. So I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to run Composer update unless something doesn't work for me, unless just SNIPE-IT installation won't go ahead. So I have tested SNIPE-IT installation with these warnings and it just works fine. And if we go at the bottom here, It's something it's about abandoned, so nothing is mentioned about it on SNIPE-IT website either, so which means it's all good to go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to clear this out here, and the next step is we are going to do this from SNIPE-IT root directory, which is var www SNIPE-IT. If I do pwd, you can see where I am. So here we are going to generate app key. Okay, so the command is sudo php artisan key, and then we will type generate. Okay, sudo php artisan key generate, hit enter. We will put the password for the sudo. Hit enter and it will prompt you for yes or no. We will type yes and hit enter. You can see that application key set successfully. Okay, so we will clear that and the key will be installed in .env file, so we can check it out. Sudo nano.env, hit enter. You can see that app key here is listed. Okay, so we'll do Control X. We have not made any changes to .env file. In this step, we are going to update our SNIPE-IT site, which we created earlier in this video. So we will do sudo nano and we'll go to etc NGINX sites available. Okay, so the name of the site, in my case, it is ams.teknex.com.au. I will hit enter. So here I'm going to update the root, so where the site lives. So the site for SNIPE-IT, it will be SNIPE-IT/public. So make sure you will enter the right path here. So if you have saved SNIPE-IT in a different folder than SNIPE-IT as I did, so make sure you enter the folder here. So we will do Control X, Y, and then hit enter. Okay, so this is saved. And now I'm going to restart NGINX. So sudo service name is NGINX, restart, and hit enter. So we have restarted our NGINX web server. So if we go to this browser here, and we will get rid of php info.php, and we will hit enter, we should see SNIPE-IT Pre-flight here. And ensure everything here on this page you can see valid and green checked as well. Okay, so we will click on next, create database tables. Okay, so your DB tables have been created. That's good. We will create the user and provide the details here. I will type in SNIPE-IT name. I will type here TekNex AMS, and the default language is fine. So currency, update that as well. And up to you about asset IDs. So this is something decision you can make, or also you can change it later as well. And full companies, multiple company support, and prefix optional. Email domain, I will just say teknex.com.au. And name here, I will type my name. So the last name, I'll type my last name as well. Update email and username here. Provide the password twice. Okay, so once you're happy with it, click on next to save user. Here we go. Leave it in the comments box below. How did you go with your setup? And also, if you can, share your working server configuration as well, along with the versions of PHP, MySQL, NGINX, and SNIPE-IT. This will help out other users as well. That is all for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and show your support. Subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon as well to get all the latest updates from this channel. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.